The city of Paris has always been a sanctuary for those who view style not merely as clothing but as an absolute form of personal theater. When Paris Fashion Week arrives, the entire metropolis transforms into an elite playground of flashing cameras, soaring expectations, and high-stakes artistic expression. It is a world where legendary designers unveil their most guarded creations, and where the global elite gather to witness the shifting tides of cultural trends. Every street corner near the prestigious venues becomes a temporary runway, crowded with photographers waiting for hours in the changing weather just to catch a single fleeting glimpse of historical icons. The atmosphere is consistently thick with anticipation, as every single outfit worn by high-profile attendees is destined to be picked apart, analyzed, and broadcasted to millions of eager onlookers across the globe. To step out into this intense environment is to accept that every movement, every gesture, and every choice of garment will be captured in high-definition clarity. It requires an immense amount of confidence to navigate this glittering landscape, where the line between a triumphant sartorial statement and an unexpected public malfunction is incredibly thin. Over the decades, many legendary figures have walked these historic Parisian avenues. But few have ever managed to dominate the collective consciousness quite like the woman who has spent more than 40 years reinventing the rules of modern entertainment. As the cameras flicker and the crowds swell outside the grand hotels, there is a distinct sense that history is constantly in the making, driven by individuals who refuse to fade into the background. Before we dive deeper into the unfolding drama of this spectacular night in France, make sure to take a brief moment to subscribe to our channel so you never miss an exclusive update on the biggest names in music and global style. This specific evening promised to be no different from the legendary nights of the past, with the world's media focusing their lenses on one particular luxury establishment where an unmistakable energy was building behind closed doors. The air was cool, the city lights were reflecting beautifully off the damp pavements, and the security details were tightly arranged to manage the growing crowds of dedicated fans and journalists. Everyone present was waiting for a singular moment of arrival, knowing that when the Queen of Pop decides to make her rounds in France, the resulting spectacle is guaranteed to generate headlines that reverberate across continents. Her presence alone changes the dynamic of any event, turning a standard evening excursion into a major cultural event that demands undivided attention. For generations, she has used her public appearances to challenge conventional norms and to assert her position at the absolute pinnacle of fame, blending the boundaries between music, high fashion, and raw performance art. This journey to the French capital was meant to be a grand celebration of her enduring legacy and a prelude to her highly anticipated return to the global musical arena. The anticipation surrounding her presence had been growing for weeks, fueled by whispers of new creative projects and a renewed drive to conquer the stage once more. As the hotel doors finally prepared to open, the flashing lights intensified, creating a blinding wall of illumination that set the stage for what was supposed to be another masterclass in effortless glamour. No one in the crowd could have anticipated that this specific exit would soon become one of the most talked-about moments of the entire seasonal calendar, highlighting the unpredictable nature of live public appearances. The sheer scale of the media presence underscored the reality that when you are a living legend, there is no such thing as a quiet evening out, and every single detail of your presentation is subject to immediate global scrutiny. The world was watching, the cameras were fully operational, and the stage was set for a grand entrance that would quickly take a very surprising turn under the watchful eyes of the Parisian press. The heavy glass doors of the luxury hotel swung open, and the 67-year-old Queen of Pop stepped directly into the intense glare of the waiting paparazzi. She was wearing an incredibly short, asymmetric blue wrap mini dress paired with delicate nude fishnet tights that immediately drew the attention of everyone stationed along the security barricades. As she began her signature, highly confident strut toward the waiting vehicle, the clinging fabric of the designer dress began to shift unpredictably with each step she took. Because of the aggressive, asymmetric cut of the garment, it rapidly began to ride up at the front, gradually shifting higher and higher until it eventually exposed a significant part of her crotch to the flashing cameras. Despite the immediate and obvious nature of this major sartorial mishap, the legendary entertainer did not seem to notice the wardrobe malfunction at all, maintaining her fierce gaze and unbroken stride as she moved smoothly through the chaotic sea of media. She looked remarkably unbothered, her posture perfectly erect, projecting the absolute aura of a seasoned professional who has spent her entire life operating under the most intense public pressure imaginable. She completed the daring ensemble with striking metallic silver lace-up boots that reached high up her legs, perfectly coordinating with a sleek matching silver moto jacket draped over her shoulders. Her iconic golden blonde tresses were meticulously parted directly down the middle, cascading down past her shoulders in long, perfectly formed ringlets that framed her strikingly taut visage. Her makeup was applied with flawless precision, featuring a prominent mauve blush that highlighted her cheekbones and a matching lip stain that added a deep, sophisticated pop of color to her overall look. To shield her eyes from the hundreds of blinding camera flashes, she wore frameless, ombre-tinted sunglasses, while a pair of magnificent diamond teardrop earrings and a matching diamond necklace caught the ambient light of the Parisian night. This dramatic exit followed a series of equally high-profile appearances earlier in the week, where she had already proved her status as a global fashion powerhouse. At the highly exclusive Saint Laurent show, she had turned heads by modeling a vibrant red lace mini dress paired effortlessly with towering pink stilettos, demonstrating her willingness to take massive style risks that younger artists rarely attempt. Her relationship with the legendary fashion house remains incredibly close and deeply collaborative, as evidenced by the bespoke violet and black satin gown they custom created for her to wear at the prestigious Met Gala earlier that May. During the actual runway presentation at the stunning Bourse de Commerce, she was granted the ultimate honor of being seated in the absolute center of the coveted front row. Surrounding her was an elite circle of contemporary cultural icons, including legendary supermodel Kate Moss, Oscar-winning actor Rami Malek, pop innovator Charlie XCX, and acclaimed Hollywood star Austin Butler, all of whom engaged with the music icon throughout the spectacular event. Yet beneath the surface of these glittering social appearances and the sudden media storm surrounding her revealing dress, a much larger and vastly more significant narrative was quietly unfolding. This trip to France was not merely about attending fashion shows or displaying daring outfits. It was a carefully calculated public re-emergence designed to signal the beginning of a massive new chapter in her unprecedented career. Behind the scenes, the cultural pioneer has been working tirelessly, gearing up for the official global release of her highly anticipated forthcoming studio album, which is officially titled Confessions 2 and is scheduled to hit the global market on July 3rd. The title itself carries an immense weight, directly positioning the new project as the official sequel to her historic 2005 masterpiece, Confessions on a Dance Floor, an album that completely revitalized the global dance pop genre and produced the record-breaking hit single Hung Up. The global music industry has been filled with intense speculation regarding what sonic direction this new body of work will take, especially given the lengthy 7-year hiatus she has taken from the official music charts. Tension has been building among fans and critics alike, who are desperate to see if the undisputed queen can once again redefine the landscape of modern music as she has done so many times across 4 distinct decades. The stakes are incredibly high, and the sudden, highly publicized wardrobe malfunction in Paris only added an extra layer of unpredictable energy to an already explosive situation. Every media outlet in the world immediately seized upon the images of her outfit, debating whether the mishap was a genuine accident or a deliberate, calculated play for attention from a master media manipulator. As the photos began circulating on the internet within minutes of her departure, the conversation around Paris Fashion Week shifted entirely away from the designers and focused squarely on her enduring ability to shock, captivate, and dominate the global news cycle without saying a single word. The sheer velocity of the media reaction proved that even after 40 years in the spotlight, her power to command the narrative remains entirely unmatched, turning a brief walk from a hotel lobby into a massive, worldwide cultural talking point. The frantic energy of that Parisian night serves as a powerful reminder that this timeless icon has never been content to simply rest upon her historical laurels. While the internet was busy dissecting the exact details of her revealing outfit, those who know the artist best were looking at a much bigger picture that extends far beyond the borders of France. It was recently revealed that behind closed doors, she has secretly begun mapping out a grueling, highly ambitious global stadium tour that will serve as the massive live component for her upcoming 15th studio album. Sources close to the entertainer have stated that her primary goal with this upcoming venture is to prove to the entire world that she still possesses the exact same ferocious drive, relentless work ethic, and artistic hunger that first propelled her to international fame in the early 1980s. Those within her inner circle frequently comment on what they describe as her deep, positive addiction to the stage, an unyielding psychological and physical need to perform, connect with live audiences, and push the absolute boundaries of what is possible in a live pop spectacle. This legendary career began decades ago when a determined young woman arrived in New York City with nothing but a few dollars in her pocket and a fierce determination to become a star. Through sheer force of will, she transformed herself into a global phenomenon, shattering records, challenging societal taboos, and paving the way for every single female pop artist who followed in her footsteps. Her journey has been defined by a constant process of reinvention, moving seamlessly from the rebellious grit of her early dance tracks to the polished spirituality of her late 90s work, and then to the electronic club anthems of the early 2000s. Now, at 67 years of age, she is actively preparing to step back onto the global stage to show a brand new generation of fans exactly why she holds the title of the most successful female touring artist of all time. This intense drive to create was put on full display earlier this year when she stunned the music industry by teasing her official return after a lengthy 7-year hiatus from the commercial charts. The initial wave of excitement reached a fever pitch during the second weekend of the famous Coachella Music Festival, where she made a completely unannounced surprise appearance on stage alongside rising pop superstar Sabrina Carpenter. The historic cross-generational moment sent shockwaves through the crowd, culminating in the official collaborative release of their hit single, which is titled Bring Your Love. This strategic collaboration effectively bridged the gap between the golden era of dance pop and the modern streaming landscape, proving that her musical instincts remain as sharp and relevant as ever. Beyond her professional achievements, her colorful and highly publicized personal life continues to fascinate millions around the world, offering a glimpse into the complex world of a woman who refuses to conform to traditional expectations of aging. Since July of 24, she has been happily dating her 30-year-old partner, Akeem Morris, a relationship that has drawn significant attention from the global press, but one that she navigates with her trademark indifference to public opinion. At the same time, she remains deeply dedicated to her large and remarkably diverse family, balancing the intense demands of global stardom with her role as a mother to 6 children. Her eldest daughter, Lourdes, who is now 29, has carved out her own successful niche in the fashion and modeling industries, while her 25-year-old son, Rocco Ritchie, has achieved recognition as an accomplished painter. Her 20-year-old son, David, and her 20-year-old daughter, Mercy, are both pursuing their own creative paths, while her twin daughters, Stella and Esther, who will turn 14 this coming August, are frequently seen showcasing their impressive dance skills on their mother's social media platforms. This complex network of family, romance, and artistic ambition creates a rich tapestry that feeds directly into her creative process, informing the deeply personal lyrics and high-energy rhythms of her upcoming album. When Confessions 2 finally arrives on July 3rd, it will represent much more than just a collection of new songs. It will be a definitive statement of survival, relevance, and absolute artistic sovereignty. The minor wardrobe malfunction in the streets of Paris, which could have deeply embarrassed a lesser performer, ultimately became just another memorable footnote in a legendary narrative that has always embraced chaos, drama, and unexpected public spectacles. It proved that whether she is walking down a pristine fashion runway, performing in front of a stadium of 80,000 screaming fans, or simply exiting a hotel lobby, she commands the absolute attention of the world. As the vehicle pulled away into the glowing Parisian night, leaving the flashing cameras and shouting journalists behind, it was entirely clear that the Queen of Pop is nowhere near ready to abdicate her throne, and the world will continue to watch her every move for many years to come.